Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Welcome to the YouTube channel with the worst picture, with the worst sound, but because I'm so awesome, I rise up against it and get a couple of people watching the channel. So welcome. Ronnie Dodge, hey Mick, good to have you on the chat. Ronnie, the floor is yours. The floor is everyone's. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. So, the Batman charts third best first Monday at pandemic box office. Russ Clark, why are you shouting? Because that's what I do, Russ. If you don't like it, you're going to have to go, all right, mate. You can see what I look like, yeah? Profile picture on Twitter, you can see what I look like. I don't come in on people. And I put myself out there. So, yeah. It might have been another manic Monday, as the Bangles would say, but that didn't stop people from going to see the Batman yesterday. Even with the top three circuits jacking up their ticket prices by largely $1. Among first Mondays during the pandemic, the Matt Reeves-directed movie grossed $11.1 million, which ranks behind Spider-Man No Way Home's first Monday of $37.1 million and Disney Marvel's Labor Day $19.2 million. Take off Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings among all Mondays during the pandemic since mid-March 2020. The Batman ranked fourth as the second Monday of Spider-Man No Way Home is technically second with $24.77 million. Ronnie Dodge, did you see Dylan O'Brien tweet about seeing the Batman, about a capita, his little hint about being Dick Grayson is funny as hell. It's very exciting, and it does sound like you're right that he is playing Dick Grayson. Robin, Scott Edwards, is the Batman your favorite DC movie ever? Who likes me shouting? It's good to shout, isn't it? Despite all the fanfare about AMC boss Adam Aaron being transparent about his circuit's $1 increase on the Batman, he wasn't the first, nor was he alone, in raising ticket prices on an event movie. Regal and Cinema also increased prices. The Batman this past weekend, and those two circuits did so on Spider-Man No Way Home. Given the record box office grosses here, hard to argue that moviegoers actually stayed at home. AMC's ticket price upstick is in effect reportedly through this Friday. Scott Edwards, is the Batman your favorite DC movie ever? No, but I love it. Hardeep Singh, what is the box office numbers for Batman? Just reading through it now, Hardeep. Through 4 days, the Batman has accumulated 145 1 million domestic. The Dark Knight's Monday's off 67% from its 34 1 million Sunday. This coming weekend, industry projections expect a 50% ease for the Batman with 67 million. That there aren't any major studio-wide entries this weekend as Disney decided to take Pixar's Turning Red off the calendar and send it to Disney Plus, available for subscribers to watch for free. Well, it's not for free because you have to pay a blimmin' subscription. Hisham Kissy, hello Hisham. The next major studio release isn't until March the 25th, with Paramount's Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt, Daniel Radcliffe arranged a romantic comedy, The Lost City. The Batman's 134 million opening this second best during the pandemic after Spider-Man No Way Home's 260 million. So basically, it's very, very good news. It's the third best first Monday. It's a pandemic record. The Batman is going great guns. Why am I shouting? Why is water wet? Oh dear, some people. Dr. Zayazaka, the Batman rocks. It certainly does. So the floor is yours, everyone. Tell me what you want to talk about. There's no big news. Although I would like to know whose idea it was to cancel Gotham PD. Hardeep Singh, the Batman is coming towards billion clubs. All we can do is cross our fingers but it's looking very good. Yeah, it's a very healthy box office. But I'm not counting my chickens until that second weekend. Scott Edwards, why do the Suicide Squad underperform at the box office? Well, there's many reasons for that. It didn't look, the day and date didn't help it. But let's be clear here. The Suicide Squad IP isn't that popular. And people will say to me, well, why was the first Suicide Squad, why did that do so much better? Because it basically highlighted the romance between Harley and the Joker. That's something that it had in its favor. It wasn't because it's a popular IP. So the Suicide Squad IP isn't popular. I think going forward, James's universe will be on HBO Max, just like Peacemaker was, and I think that's the best place for it. So that's why I think the Suicide Squad underperformed. But on HBO Max, it did very, very well. There was great engagement for it. So in those terms, it was successful. But we haven't had a successful DCEU movie, Scott, in the box office for a very long time. Birds of Prey was a failure. Wonder Woman 84 came out day and date at the peak of the pandemic. Scott Edwards, the Suicide Squad was well received, though. It was, but that doesn't guarantee anything, Scott. The box office wasn't good. Day and date had something to do with it, but it's not a popular IP, right? It's not Batman, it's not Wonder Woman, and the DCEU doesn't have consumer confidence at the moment, which doesn't help either. Dr. Zaya Zaka, Matt Reeves was very affected by George Floyd case and wanted to explore police corruption in America through the Gotham PD series. I hope he finds space to explore it in an Arkham series. He won't explore it in an Arkham series. The studio have put the kibosh on it. For every reason you're saying there, Dr. Zaya Zaka, that's the reason, right? It's not the place to do this. He's a very good guy. I can understand that, you know, we were all affected by that. It wasn't a good thing. There is a problem with policing in America. I understand that, but let's enjoy our Batman. And the studio have spoken and they said no. And I think it would have affected the franchise negatively. It would have been divisive and there's no need to do it. If Matt Reeves wants to talk about this, he can make a documentary about that. He's a very good director. He's a very good talker. It wasn't the place. We had 5 years of Gotham, which pretty much was Gotham PD. I think Arkham is a much more popular premise among stands. And I think it's the right decision. Scott Edwards, when will we see Harley again? Oh, I don't think WB and Margot Robbie are in a good place since Birds of Prey. So I think the next time you'll see Harley is in Todd Phillips' Joker sequel. And I think Joaquin Phoenix will be playing with a different actress as well. So don't expect to see Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn for a while, although she may cameo in the Flash movie. Be prepared for that. Hardip Singh, the Suicide Squad is a really good movie, very comic accurate. Yes, I love the Suicide Squad. It's not that I don't like it. We're just talking facts about the response to it. Henrik, yo, evening, Mickey. Evening, Henrik. I hope you're doing very well. I'm doing very well. Apart from people saying to me, why am I shouting? Because I'm a shouter. It's like when I make love to women who are screamers. I don't say, why are you screaming? I allow them to scream. I don't know. People put themselves out there on social media, right? And people who don't even want to show a profile picture having to go at me for shouting. That's how I talk. Oh, I don't know. Henrik just got my cats today. Scott Edwards, Black Adam will be a hit. I hope so, Scott, but the DCEU is unpredictable and Black Adam is untried and tested. It looks like it's going to be a fabulous film, you know, and, with the Justice Society of America in it as well. That's very exciting. Dr. Fate, Hawkman, they all look beautiful and stunning. It looks like they've worked very hard on the movie, but test audiences complemented the action and nothing else, which slightly concerns me. Right, if you don't mind me shouting, please smash the like button. Hisham Kishi, happy International Women's Day. I do love women. I've been very nice to my girlfriend today. You'll be happy to hear. I spoke to her. So seriously though, happy International Women's Day. To all women, no matter what you think, what you do. I want to see 7 effing likes on this video. Dr. Zayazaka, yeah, Black Adam will be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Look, I'm positive about that movie. I think it's genius to have the JSA in it as well. And what I would say to Warner Brothers, if you are sneaking in a Henry Cavill cameo, tell us about it so you can upscale the box office. Hisham Kissy, except Grace Randolph. No, happy International Women's Day to Grace as well. She is what she is. Our Grace, eh? Hardik Singh, let's flash talk. Let's go for it. Tell me what you want to talk about the Flash, and I will answer. Scott Edwards, I wonder if we'll explore the lore of the JSA. I think we will, Scott. Yeah. I think this is the beginning. And I think if this film does well, I think we'll definitely get to see them a lot more. So it's important that people go and see the movie in the theatre. The Legend CJ, how many multiverse universes do we have right now? DCEU, Jokerverse, Reeveverse, and what else? Oh, well, you've got... Well, this is what's going to be represented in the Flash movie. So in the Flash movie, Arrowverse will be represented, the DCEU will be represented, and we know that the Keatonverse will be represented. But I think they're the ones that you're talking about in terms of movies. So we've got DCEU, Jokerverse, and the Reeveverse. Yeah, that's what's in the movies right now. We could get the Snyderverse as another Earth as well. I'm waiting for Zaslav and Discovery to officially take over Warner Brothers. And I think that's why we're not getting any green light for the Batman 2 either. Hashling me. The polling, though. Yes, a very important poll. Am I hotter than Boba Talks? What do you think? Am I? You're losing right now, Boba. I'm winning 71% and no 29%. So you've got 29% of people. Boba Talk is approaching 100K subscribers. Congratulations to him. And if you don't follow Boba Talks, just go and search him on YouTube. He's a great lad, done very well for himself, and I'm very happy for him. I'm a big fan. Dr. Zashish Zaka, do you think that Darkseid or any other Apocalyptian will be present in the Flash? I've got a feeling we may see something along those lines, and it would be awesome. Please represent, and we want the actor who played Darkseid in the Snyder Cut. Scott Edwards, so Batman Forever isn't canon, no, or Batman and Robin, they are not canon. Hardeep Singh, do you think Leslie Grace Batgirl will be in the Flash movie? Because we already know that movie is set into the new DCEU universe, which is after the Flashpoint. That's a good point. Yes, I think we will see her. I think there'll be this kind of thing near the end of the movie where we see the new setup. There'll be some music, and we'll see the different kind of new iterations of this DC universe just before the movie finishes. That's my guess. Hashling me, I vote for you. Thank you. Quite right too. Scott Edwards, could Wonder Woman 2017 and Aquaman film fit in both main DCEU and Snyderverse? Well, Wonder Woman 2017 really, as far as I'm concerned, is part of the Snyderverse. Aquaman really isn't what Zack intended it to be. It was going to be a different movie. Superman and Batman were going to cameo. So it's a very different movie. So I wouldn't call that Aquaman part. To me, it still could be part of both. You're right. But as you know, in the Snyder Cut, Mira speaks very well-spoken English, and she's got a different accent in Justice League. Dr. Jai Zaka, Zack should direct Wonder Woman 3. Zack gets Wonder Woman. Zack and Alan Heinberg wrote a great movie the first time around. We all know Zack was more responsible for the first Wonder Woman than Patty Jenkins, because all you have to do is go and watch Wonder Woman 84. Big fan of the Snyderverse. I want to restore the Snyderverse. And if the Snyderverse gets restored, I'm doing an ice bucket challenge, and I'm giving €100 to Zack's suicide prevention charity. Hardeep Singh, no, they are not in part of Zack Snyder's universe. Wonder Woman 2017 is. You know, Aquaman is debatable. But the first Wonder Woman, you know, Zack's universe was active then. Of course, that's part of it. Now, Wonder Woman 84 certainly isn't. And I think Zack would be happy about that. But I'd love to see Zack direct the next Wonder Woman movie. Very busy man right now, though. And that's only, Warner Brothers have only got themselves to blame. Hisham Kissy, what do you think about Zoe Kravitz calling out Chris Nolan because he didn't cast her in The Dark Knight Rises because of, quote, her skin color? She hasn't called out Chris. She's called out a casting person, and she said she doesn't know if Chris Nolan was aware of it. So important to say that she didn't call out Chris. Ben Dover. Hi, Mick. Hi. Yeah, hi. I'm just a bit distracted by your name. Scott Edwards, Wonder Woman 2 could have been amazing if they just set it in the modern day post JL. Scott, it doesn't really matter where you set it. It's the type of film that you do. The film, I'm afraid, it didn't even feel like we were in the 80s. And all she was interested in was, you know, messing about with Maxwell Lord, who's a great character in the comics, and making him Donald Trump. These people are obsessed. Hisham Kishi, lol. Ashling, me. At Hisham Kissy. I wonder about that too, Hardeep Singh. Because in Aquaman 2017, Mira's dad was alive. But in Zack Snyder's Justice League, Mira tells Aquaman that he died. Do you know what? I never noticed that before. That's a great spot. Yeah. So Aquaman really can't be part of the Snyderverse. Joshua Elwood, good evening, mate. I'm about to turn 21. I feel so old now. Joshua, you taking the mick, mate? I'm 49 years old, and you're telling me you're turning 21 and you feel old. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Anyway, many happy returns. Hardeep Singh, Justice League 2017 is canon to Aquaman. Yes, that is absolutely right. But basically, you should face the reality that after Flashpoint, neither the Snyder Cut or Justice League will be canon. The Legend CJ, is it fair to say Snyder gets Wonder Woman more than Superman? Oh, that's very fair to say. But to be fair to him, it's not that he doesn't get Superman, but I think he, Chris Nolan, and David Goyer, that's the Superman they wanted to create. But I did make this point on my, the Hollywood Superman video I did today. That Snyder's take and Goyer's take and Nolan's take on Superman is great. I love it, but it's not the Superman people wanted to see. Joshua Elwood, once I turn 30, my life is over. Oh, don't talk nonsense. Joshua Elwood, I basically have 9 years of life left. Oh, God. Scott Edwards, Snyderverse is different universe, but same actors. Yeah. So then you have to ask the question, how do we restore the Snyderverse when these characters are part? What's going to happen? It's going to be interesting, isn't it? How do you have them in a pocket universe when Gal and Jason are definitely going to be canon in the new DCEU? Joel Davies. Hello, Mickey. It's been so long since I've seen you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much, Joel Davies. Welcome to the chat. Lovely to be speaking to you too. It's always nice to be speaking to nice people, unlike the person who asked me why I'm shouting. All right. Ben David, do you work out? No. Yeah, Joshua, can you not do that, please? Calm down, mate. Calm down. We're here to talk about nerd, not silliness. Dr. Zayzaka, I'd love to see you and Grace in a movie debate. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it, Dr. Zayzaka? No elite YouTuber is going to come and talk to me with this terrible picture and terrible sound. Scott Edwards, you think Grant Gustin will be only Arrowverse actor in Flash movie? Not necessarily. They're going to have to represent more of the Arrowverse than that to explain to people what's going on. Hardeep Singh, Zack Snyder gets Wonder Woman. I totally agree, because there are so many similarities between Themyscira and 300 movies, old and ancient culture. Look, the first Wonder Woman's an amazing film. In fact, I actually, and I'm not sure about this totally, but I think Wonder Woman 2017 is probably my favorite CBM of all time. I think it's the perfect comic book movie. Hashling, me. Yeah, it would be hilarious. Joshua Elrod, do you need a roommate? I want to move to UK. I'm not in the UK anymore. I'm in Cyprus. Hishan Kissy, Lower in a Grace debate. You would definitely start shouting, Low. Yeah. The Legend CJ, have you watched Ben Shapiro's review on the Batman? Look, let's get this clear. Ben Shapiro is a political analyst, not a reviewer. And the only reason he didn't like the Batman is because Jim Gordon is a gentleman of colour and Selena Kyle is a lady of colour. That's why he doesn't like that film. We know what these fandom menace people are all the same, right? No, and I'm not going to watch his review. Bent over, if Adam Sandler joined Marvel as a character, would you be happy? I'm not much of a Marvel fan. I prefer if he I'd prefer if you joined the DCEU. Joshua Elrod, to be honest, I like certain aspects of the Batman, but I left disappointed, probably because you expected it to be something else. Ben Pottimeyer, Flashpoint will not change Snyderverse. Flash will change JL 2017 canon. Well, you got a point there. It's basically the Snyder Cut and Justice League will no longer be canon after Flashpoint. It won't change the Snyderverse, but I don't think Snyderverse will be canon after that. But neither will Justice League. Hardeep Singh, I also saw Ben Shapiro's reviews, but bitching and moaning about black people. Well, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Hishan Kishan, in the debate with John Campion will end in you putting him in a headlock and rocking back and forth and yelling out, "It's fun!" angrily while clenching your teeth. No. Scott Edwards, the Flash will set up an all-new JL and universe all in one film. I think so, yeah. Joshua Elrod, I'm excited about Avatar 2. That's the next movie I'm going to hype up. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's not an anticipated movie for me, but I've got a lot of time for Jim Cameron. He is a genius, and I hope the movie's successful for him. It's a shame that Disney are going to profit from it. That's a big tragedy for me because I hate Disney. Be aware, there will be an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer coming very, very soon. That's one thing I am very excited about from Disney. Let's hope they don't mess it up, which is more than likely. The Legend CJ, so is in this new timeline, Darkseid will not come? I don't know. I just don't know, because certain things they may say still happen. So until we see the movie, it's a very difficult conundrum. Scott Edwards, most anticipated upcoming MCU film, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That looks a good movie. The others, not interested in Lady Thor, not interested in the Batman ripoff thing. I am looking forward to. Joshua Elrod, Disney's trash, everything they touch turns to garbage and political BS. Joshua Elrod, Disney is of the devil. Dr. Isaiah Zeka, I really wish Joaquin Phoenix was Oldman Joker in the Reeves universe. Oh, right, yeah. I mean, I did suspect that Reeves wouldn't want to use somebody else's Joker. Personally, it's a missed opportunity, but Matt, can do whatever he wants. It's up to him. He's got the freedom. Am I hotter than Babel Talks? 67% yes. No, 33%. It's going up for Boba. Scott Edwards, will you watch Thor Love and Thunder? Yes, when it's available for home release. I won't go to a movie theatre for that. It's not something I'm excited about, but I do watch all the Marvel movies eventually. Bend over. Are you a ladies' man? I don't know. I don't know what a ladies' man is. I get my fair share of action. We are here to talk about DC, entertainment, geek and nerd stuff, though. So, bend over. Are you a ladies' man? Ben Pottymeyer, if they are doing a new JO in The Flash and retcon the universe, when Discovery comes, they can still continue Snyderverse in its own universe. Yes, they can, but the quandary still is, what do you do about the fact that his JL is basically the DCEU's JL, unless they're not anymore after Flashpoint. Interested? Joshua Elrod, can you be my mentor and mold me into the way of a nerd? Well, you don't have to be mentored to be a nerd. You are a nerd being here. I'm assuming you're a nerd. Otherwise, what are you doing here? Scott Edwards, reverse judgment until Thor trailer. Yeah, reserve judgment, yeah, because look, he's still going to have powers and she's still going to have powers. Look, it just reminds me of that episode when Lana gets powers and swaps powers with Clark. At least, actually, that was probably better. These kind of things don't interest me. Bend over. Thanks for the question, mate. No, I'm not a ladies' man. Can you give me some tips? Be nice to ladies. Hishan Kishi, in the Batman, why do you think Bruce believes Falcone when he tells him that his father was a bad? Then he believes Alfred when he tells him otherwise. I think it's because Bruce is young and naive. Well, look, I'm not sure what he believes when he's talking to Falcone, but yeah, he does believe him. He does believe him. You're right, but the question is here, we don't know if we can trust this Alfred. Maybe it's Alfred who's lying. Have you ever thought about that? Joshua Elrod, when Catwoman took her clothes off, I was glued to the screen. I mean, to be honest with you, Zoe doesn't really do it for me. I love Zoe as an actress. She's a great Selena Kyle, but yeah. Plus, she's a lot younger than me. Right, that's the end of the silly talk. Let's talk geek and nerd. Joshua Elrod, Zoe is bad. Okay. Scott Edwards, will you watch the Marvels? Yeah, again, when it's out on home release, I shall watch it, Scott. I won't rush to see it. You see, they don't have a very exciting slate this year. I'm sure it'll be a great movie. I quite enjoyed Captain Marvel. And people think that's a controversial movie. It's not. What was controversial is what Brie was saying pre the movie. The movie isn't actually controversial. With the MCU, I mean, I saw Spider-Man No Way Home in theatres. It was a huge movie and I enjoyed it and I reviewed it afterwards on my channel. But I'm not going to spend money because it's quite expensive over here to get a cab to the cinema, you know, and I never miss a DC movie in theatres because I'm a DC stan. But there's a lot of Marvel movies that I won't pay to see in the cinema. Joshua Elrod, I'm kind of excited for Morbius. It comes out on my birthday. I do prefer Sony Marvel rather than Disney MCU Marvel, I'll be honest. Hardeep Singh, which is your favourite scene from the Batman? That's an interesting one, actually. I like the bit in the end when he saved everyone from the flood and he's standing up and he's got mud on his face and he's looking up. I think that's a beautiful shot. But I think the very best, and a lot of people saying this, is what we saw in the first trailer when he beats up all the thugs and says he's vengeance. I'm vengeance. That's goat. That is goated. As Blu-ray Angel would say, that's goated. Scott Edwards, the rafter fight was freaking amazing. It was, wasn't it? All the fights were really well choreographed. Tishan Kishi, Do you think they should adapt Superman Red Sun in a live-action movie? Well, get Russian versions of Superman and Batman. Yeah, I mean, I saw the animated one and it was amazing. Such a great story. Ben Pottimeyer, I love most of DC characters, but if the lineup for the new JO is true, if that was a comic, I wouldn't buy it. I just want a typical JO with the main 7. Is that hard to do? But we'll see. Yeah, what are they saying? What they're saying? Well, what the liars are saying right now, Joshua Elwood, my favourite part was the Falcone scenes. He acted so well. He did. Scott Edwards, so is Riddler not fully Riddler? Not yet. No one is fully anything in that movie. They're evolving. Ben Dover, how do you make your money? How do I make my money? I write, I direct, and I act in my own plays. I've got my own money already, and I just enjoy myself. What was I going to say? Right, we were talking about the Justice League lineup. So the rumor is, at this moment in time, Batgirl, Supergirl, Shazam, Aquaman. Who am I missing out on? Keaton's Batman. Probably the Dick Grayson that Ronnie Dodge keeps on talking about that will be introduced. I'm quite easy about a new lineup of the JL. And if it's different, it's different. Maximus Jonathan may be... Hang on. Maximus, Jonathan Maybell Ferrison. Hi, Mick. Just wondering if you're part of a secret drug empire. No, I'm not. Hang on a minute, everyone. That's much better, isn't it? Now we can stop answering stupid questions. Joshua Elwood, lol, a secret drug empire, lol. Yep, his messages will be hidden from now on. I'm not here to mess about or deal with boring trolls. I'm not interested. It's boring. You're boring. I'm here to talk nerd. E, why are you accusing him of such things? Honestly, basically, anyone who's coming in here to take the mic I'll just get rid of you from the chat. I don't care. You're boring me. You're about 10 years old. You're boring. You've got nothing better to do. You're wasting your oxygen on me because you can't affect me. But I want to talk nerd. I don't want to talk to you people. So, Hardeep Singh, I also like Sony than Marvel. I don't care why people say about No Way Home, but for me, Sony made best Spider-Man movie than Marvel. Still, Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my fave. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is an amazing film. Joshua Elwood, what a stupid statement. Yeah, I'm afraid there's some very sad losers out there, my friend, with nothing better to do. And believe you me, if there was a third world war, this pussy generation would be, oh no. All they're good for is talking about their anxiety and how they're offended. And they hate men my age, because we shouldn't be on the internet, of course, should we? Scott Edwards, do you think Reverse Flash will appear in the Flash movie? Yes, I think he'll be involved somehow. Whether he's the other version that Ezra's playing, I don't know. I think he will be played by a different actor. I don't think that's Reverse Flash. But he could be, because in the comics, he does disguise himself as Barry, doesn't he? So that could be a thing. But that's not how he looks. And then we see his proper form by the end of the movie. Yeah. I'm very excited about The Flash. It should be a great movie. See, what happens is these little jerks come from TikTok, you see. Imagine wasting your oxygen on negativity and trying to be smart with someone who's clearly intellectually more superior than you. The Flash has great potential. Yes, definitely. Joshua Elrod, when's the next big movie coming out? Well, it must be, it depends what you're talking about, but Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is next, I think. Scott Edwards, looking forward to next two villains post Armageddon. Should be interesting, Scott. I think the next episode is more focused on Barry's children, isn't it? Hardeep Singh, definitely Reverse Flash is going to be in the Flash movie because Flashpoint's story is impossible without Reverse Flash. But I think he's not going to be the main villain. He's definitely be in the sequel. Yeah, I think they're setting him up in this movie. Hishan Kishi, I'm 100% sure that people who didn't enjoy the Batman have a TikTok attention span. Yeah, definitely. When I hear people saying they could have cut the time, when they say a film shouldn't be 3 hours, you could say that. You could say a film shouldn't be 2 hours. A film should be 2.5 hours. It's just such a lazy statement. Scott Edwards, I'm an Arrowverse stan. I know you are. I must admit, I'm loving Superman and Lois. What a great interpretation for my man, Superman. Joshua Elrod, what's your expectations on Morbius? A 6, 7 out of 10 movie. I don't expect it to be any more than that, but I'm happy to be surprised. But I love Jared Leto. He was a great Joker. I know people didn't like his Joker, but he was a great Joker. People just wanted Heath Ledger. He just came too soon after Ledger. Ben Pottimeyer kind of did that in the Flash TV show. Reverse Flash disguised as Harrison Wells. Disguised as Harrison Wells, yeah. But that's what he does in the comics anyway. So they're not ripping off from the series. It's just something that Reverse Flash does. But I think they've taken the Harrison Wells a Reverse Flash version as far as they can. I prefer his proper form. The actor nails it much more. Wells was brilliant in season 1, but they should stop making Wells Reverse Flash. I'm kind of bored of that now. Joshua Elrod, I'm hoping it'll be great. It'll be a nice birthday present. Yes, I hope it's a great movie. People work hard on movies, so I like, and they want their films to do well, and they want people to like what they do. But unfortunately, entertainment is subjective, and we can't always give them that appreciation, which is sad, but that is the industry they're in. Scott Edwards, did you like Anti-Monitor as villain in CW Crisis on Infinite Earths? Yeah. He's probably the best villain they've ever had. And that actor, amazing. Because you had the Anti-Monitor and you had the other Monitor, didn't you? Did both versions of the Anti-Monitor, Scott, were they played by the same actor? I can't remember now. Ben Pottimeyer, well, Flashpoint isn't Flashpoint without Thomas Wayne too. So Reverse Flash isn't in it. It wouldn't surprise me. Well, you never know. Thomas Wayne may appear. We don't know that he's not. Joshua Elrod, have you seen Arcane yet? It's bloody brilliant. I don't even know what that is. Scott Edwards, you should just skip the filler episodes on The Flash and just watch the story arcs. Well, there is a lot of fillers, isn't there, in the Flash series, unfortunately. Scott Edwards, yes. LaMonica Garrett, yes. He was great. He was great. He was a great Monitor and a great Anti-Monitor. I really liked his scenes with Stephen Amell as well. Yeah, he was very good. I want to see him again. What's his name? LaMonica Garrett. That's it. Very good actor. Great screen presence too. Always helps. It's funny, isn't it, how sometimes the Arrowverse actually do some good things, but then they don't do some... It's just weird. Hardeep Singh, before the Batman release, everyone, we want 3-hour Batman movie. Walter Hamada going to be butchered the movie. After the Batman released, haters, oh, this is too long, dark, so hypocrite. Yeah, because they didn't get their own way. The movie didn't flop. People didn't hate the movie. They didn't get what they wanted. They were thinking that Walter Hamada was going to reduce the hour, the length of the movie. Walter Hamada didn't interfere in Justice League. This is the problem. People like Ray Fisher, they don't get it. Going after Hamada, even if he gets the sack, it's irrelevant. Joshua Elrod, Arcane is an animated show. You must watch it. Watch the first 3 episodes in TN. Hisham Kishi, what's your favourite Batman gadget from the live-action movies? Personally, love Keaton's grapple gun. Yeah, that's good. I'd have to, you know what? I'd have to really think. I mean, personally, I think that Batfleck's Batmobile is the best thing I've ever seen. I mean, Batfleck has some really cool gadgets, didn't he, as well? The Batman certainly wasn't a movie with multiple gadgets. It did have a few things, though, didn't it? Keaton's grapple gun is definitely cool, though. Joshua Elrod, watch the first 3 episodes of Arcane tonight. It's a gem. I'll try and do that and let you know what I think of it. It is sad when these horrible little bots come in, though, isn't it? It does, and obviously they love hearing this. It does affect your mood because you just wonder, what is the point? What are you? Are you so full of hatred, you know, and jealousy and bitterness? Is your life so bad that you get a boner about upsetting other people? It's just amazing to me. It really is. With all the things going on in the world and what those poor Ukrainian people are going through, and we still got people. You should be in the army, mate. You should be in the army. You should go over to Ukraine and help those people. Joshua Elrod, it's in my top 3 favourite animated show ever. You'll love it. Hisham Kishi. That's the thing. You don't always get what you want. Why does that upset people? We didn't get exactly what we wanted. We got something so much better. That's so true. Being creative always equals better. Disinferno, why cops are okay after Batman escaped from them? Why were they okay? Why wouldn't they be okay? Scott Edwards, did you ever finish Stargirl? I didn't, Scott, no. And I did like it. I genuinely did like that show, and I must get back to it. Hardip Singh, Pattinson's detective lens are the best gadget for me. They're really good. People like them. They're really effective. I mean, every Batman have grapple gun, Batmobile. Yeah, definitely. But that doesn't stop them being cool, my friend. Joshua Elrod, have you seen Invincible yet? I saw the first episode. Really, really good. That's actually one Amazon Prime thing I can watch without having a VPN. Scott Edwards, I think the Arrowverse 10-year anniversary will be in with Flash movie. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I am very fascinated to see what the Flash movie actually is because they're really keeping it secret. Apparently, when they release Black Adam, we'll get another trailer for the Flash. So that's exciting. Joshua Elwood, I work at Amazon, brother. Do you now? What's your job? Hisham Kishi, who's your favourite live-action Bruce Wayne? Oh, that's an interesting one. I'm not going to say Pattinson, although I like him. I think Bruce Wayne is definitely the best. I think Christian Bale is definitely the best Bruce Wayne. I think his journey, his arc, especially in Batman Begins. And Boba Talks I was watching Boba Talks live earlier, and he was saying a similar thing about he was kind of tied on Ben Affleck and Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale was the best Bruce Wayne. Hardip Singh, I saw Invincible, and the first thought comes in my mind. Invincible is than Marvel's What If. No hate, by the way. What If was quite good, wasn't it? And they're going to reference it. It's canon to the MCU, and it will be referenced in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Mr. Feig is insane, mate. That's really ambitious. Joshua Elrod, can you give me top 5 shows to watch? Oh, my God. Life on Mars. Have you ever seen Life on Mars? A mini-series starring James Nesbitt called Jekyll, which is a modern-day telling of Jekyll and Hyde. I can't think of anything else. Have you ever watched 24 starring Kiefer Sutherland? Watch that. Have you ever watched Lost? If you haven't, you're missing out. Hardeep Singh, Smallville is awesome. E, have you watched Squid Games? I watched a little bit, yeah, got a bit bored. Hardeep Singh, watch Smallville, definitely. The greatest show on earth. One of the best interpretations of live action DC ever. And definitely Tom Welling is along with Christopher Reeves, got to be the most complete version of that character in live action. And of course, Michael Rosenbaum, no debate, is the best Lex Luthor. Android 118 XX, welcome. Milo Ventimiglia would have been a good Batman, but since that's taken, I think he'll be a good Deathstroke in Reeves' Batverse. Interesting. Yeah, he would. I'm not sure Matt will be going that way, but hey, I'm sure all suggestions are appreciated. Scott Edwards, I hate what Legends of Tomorrow have done with the White Canary, but I'm excited for her future with the JL and overarching DC universe. What have they, Scott? Why don't you explain to me what they've done with her? Because I don't watch Legends, so let me know. Let me know what you're not happy about. E, do you prefer Superman or Yo-Yo Girl Dance? Oh, it's another Snapchatter, is it? I prefer Superman, of course. Joshua Elwood, I'm being cast as Scarecrow in the next Batman movie. Okay. I think it's one of those nights tonight, isn't it? Scott Edwards, written her character terribly. Expand on it, Scott. Scott Edwards, love for in crossover though. Joshua Elwood, have you ever watched Monk? No. Hardeep Singh, Professor Pig is very good choice for the Batman universe and Arkham game inspired Scarecrow. That version is my favourite. Yeah, I think Professor Pig is definitely a possibility. Scarecrow's a great character too. But there's a lot of characters that, who knows? He can't do them all, can he? Joshua Elwood, I like Heath Ledger's Joker, but I'm real life. We're so much alike. Okay then, Scott Edwards made her character silly instead of badass and giving her terrible storylines. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, look, this is the problem with Arrowverse, Scott, isn't it? Hishan Kishi, what's Coronation Street? Coronation Street is a continuing drama in the UK that I watch. It's been going since 1960. So it's a very long running show. Check it out. Android 118 XX. Matt Reeves said his Joker version smiles because it's a disease he got since he was a baby, which is a cool idea. Yes, an amazing idea. I was very happy with that when I heard him talk about that. Hardeep Singh, have you watched Peaky Blinders TV series, finale series? Is there now on both BBC and Netflix? Lots of people tell me to watch it, but I never have watched it. I'll maybe get into it one day. Joshua Elwood, why so serious? What's worse, I'm not even allowed to get a super chat out of these live chats when it goes like tonight. Scott Edwards, EastEnders, yeah. EastEnders, if you don't know what EastEnders is another continuing show. It's been around on the BBC since 1985. Coronation Street and EastEnders is something we call soap operas, continuing dramas. We've also got Hollyoaks. As a kid, I watched Dallas and Dynasty and Knots Landing. These were all continuing shows, and I even used to write my own soaps as a kid. I used to love them. There's Neighbours, there's Home and Away. And I have knowledge of all these shows, and I'm happy to talk about them. Tell your mums. Joshua Elwood, Heath Ledger's Joker is my inspiration. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Jack Nicholson and Cameron Monaghan from Gotham are the goats. Hisham Kishi, who's your favourite British actor? Interesting. Well, there was a man in EastEnders, he's passed away now, Leslie Grantham. He was an amazing method actor. Look, we've had lots of great actors in the UK. Scott Edwards, you like North and South with Patrick Swayze? Yeah, one of the best things he ever did. John Jakes, North and South, and Love and War were great stories, well adapted. Back in the day when things were so much better. Oh, wow, yeah. Amazing that you know about that. Great stuff, Scott. Love it. And I love the theme. I still listen to the theme tune. Hadi Singh, watch Peaky Blinders, dude. It's really good. It's only had 5 episodes per season, and Cillian Murphy, his character, I think, the best written character of all time. So cool. That's another one I'll have to check out then. A lot of people say good things about Peaky Blinders, though, to be fair. Android 118 XX. Do you think Bruce was inspired by Zorro? Because when Bruce was in the theatres with his parents when they died, he was watching a Zorro play. Well, I think he's definitely got Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle inspirations, and that's a great spot by you. It could be Zorro as well, because he is a masked vigilante, isn't he? Scott Edwards, love it. My favourite miniseries of all time, yeah, North and South, was amazing. You had Patrick Swayze, David Carradine, Robert Mitchum wasn't in that, but you had a lot of great actors in there, Scott. Joshua Elwood, I'm the Joker, but who's going to be my Batman? Scott Edwards, who was your favourite character? Oh, I think definitely, well, it's funny actually, obviously Patrick Swayze's Ori Main was probably my favourite character, but the sister Ashton, she really gave me the hots. Oh my God, I had some fantasies about her. Ben Pottimer, Days of Our Lives. Yes, an American soap. I've never watched that, actually. I used to watch Santa Barbara, though, and Sunset Beach. Do you remember when the turkey baster, when she's trying to get herself pregnant? Ah, that was a nut show. Joshua Elwood, ha, 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 ha. Scott Edwards, Ori, Brett, Madeleine, and George for me. Yeah, they were great characters. I loved David Carradine's character, though. He used to crack me up. Oh, and do you remember Okano Ben? He was funny as well. Joshua Elwood, what does the fantasies about her consist of? None of your business. We're not going to muddy up, Joshua. I know that's what you want, mate, but no. We're here to talk nerd and geek. I only referenced that she was so bad. She was so evil, Ashton. And that really, really did turn me on. Scott Edwards, top 5 favourite Arrowverse heroes. Green Arrow, The Flash, Black Lightning, and then I've got to remember the rest. I can't think of anyone else. Supergirl, probably, because of Mel, not necessarily because the show was great. And I have to say, Supergirl's got the worst version of Jimmy Olsen of all time. Scott Edwards, Elkanah Ben. was an awesome bad guy. He really was. He was hilarious. John, did you ever watch Baywatch? I watched the pilot in the first series, actually. It was quite good. It wasn't all about being a perv then, but what an idea by David Hasselhoff. I mean, it's such a perverted show, isn't it? Android 118XX. Since you watch Doctor Who, or used to, I still watch Doctor Who, by the way. Have you watched the Merlin series? Merlin is a great show, although very controversial ending, wasn't it? They killed off Arthur, and they made Guinevere the Queen. Very odd, but a great series, yeah. Hardeep Singh. In Batman Year One comics, Batman Ego, Bruce is inspired by Zorro. In other comics, he had different inspirations like flying bat, breaking through window. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Hardeep. Hishan Kishi, the greatest miniseries, in my opinion, is called The Night of, starring Riz Ahmed and John Turturro. Riz Ahmed, my favourite British actor of this generation, and Turturro is incredible. It's harrowing. I've never heard of that one, Hisham. Joshua Elwood, to my demise, I has dark fantasies about my sister. Joshua, if you carry on, my friend, I'm going to have to vanish you from the chat. This is not the place for you, I'm afraid. Scott Edwards, would White Canary be in your top 10? Maybe. Hishan Kishi, Joshua Elwood, that's disgusting. Yep. And I'm afraid, Joshua, you're going to have to be vanished. I'm afraid some people think this is a place to do other things just because I'm easygoing. Not interested. I just want to talk geek and nerd. John, what are your thoughts on the Sherlock TV series? Brilliant, John. Benedict Cumberbatch, obviously that show gave him the stage to become more successful. It's the best thing that he's ever going to do. It's an amazing show. Great work by Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss. Brilliant show. And R.I.P. Eunice Stubbs, who was amazing on there as well. Scott Edwards, did you see Book 3, Heaven and Hell? No, but Patrick Swayze wasn't in that, was he? That's probably why I never watched it. Android 118XX, they could have extended the Merlin series. Was really sad about the ending. Would have been nice to see how the series would have looked now that Arthur found out Merlin had magic. Yeah, I mean, it's always a shame when these things end. And I think Morgana and Merlin have this great, relationship in the books, in the legend. And they really didn't expand on that, which was a shame. Ben Potterman, oh my God, The Night of is amazing. Scott Edwards, Book 2 was the perfect ending. Yeah, I mean, I never heard of that one, but obviously if the original cast weren't in it, I would never have watched it anyway. Scott Edwards, Book 3 is good, but it's not the best thing ever. No, I'm not surprised. It's a bit like Home Alone 3 and Home Alone 4. Do you know what I mean? It's like when they did, what's it called? I forgot what it's fucking called now. It's like when there's these really brilliant movies and then they do those silly sequels without the original cast and filmmakers, and it's shit. Or when Disney used to do those animated sequels. Scott Edwards, isn't Leslie Ann Down British? I'm not sure, Beautiful woman, though, and she was actually in a season of Dallas as well years ago. What a beautiful woman she was, stunning. John, the 80s and 90s had some of the best TV shows and movies, definitely. Originality. You never used to hear about Easter eggs then, did you? Because everything was fucking original. They didn't adapt many things. Oh, well, think about this. In the UK, we had 3 or 4 channels, and there was so much quality. Hardeep Singh, are you a comic book fan? If yes, then what are your favourite DC comics? I don't, unfortunately, and I'm very ashamed of myself about this, I don't read comics. Hardix, Andrew 118XX, who is your favourite Doctor? Mine is David Tennant. Well, my first Doctor was Peter Davison. I think Christopher, and he's probably my favourite because he's the one who got me into Doctor Who. Amazing. Well beyond his time. Tennant's great. Matt Smith's a wonderful Doctor. Out of the modern, out of the revival, I'd have to say Christopher Eccleston. He was on another planet. Hisham Kishi, The Night Of is about a Pakistani-American college student who gets accused of murder. Whether he was wrongfully or rightfully accused doesn't matter as the show progresses. Interesting. Do you like Batwoman? I like I like Batwoman. I don't like the Batwoman TV show, though. You know what? If they weren't so politically motivated, the woman who played the version of Ruby Rose's Batgirl, who they brought into the second season, she should have been cast originally, and they should have written a good show for her. That would have been a great show. Now, that show's going to be cancelled, and Gotham Knights will replace it. I'm telling you. Sorry, Boba, mate. I'm winning. Scott Edwards, but you like the character. Yes, I like the character. But I don't like the TV show because it hasn't done the character justice. It's just about identity politics. It's not, that's all they're interested in. They haven't done the show properly. It doesn't work. Hardik Singh, Batwoman's show is unwatchable. Pretty much, yes. And that's sad. That is very, very sad that they don't care about the character. Hisham Kishi, what matters is how the character's time in prison changes him to a monster. John Turturro plays his lawyer, and he's so good. It was one of the very few shows that made me feel emotional. Hardeep Singh, Doom Patrol, that show is amazing. Doom Patrol, that's probably the only comic book TV show I would put above Smallville. It's sensational. Also, Arrow season 1 and 2 and Flash season 1 and 2 are nearly approaching the iconic, legendary status of Smallville. Scott Edwards, both Kate Kane and Ryan Wilder isn't really Batwoman. She's not even from the comics. They made her up just so they could, all about their identity politics. So Kate Kane is the Dawn. Kate Kane is actually Batwoman. But there's older comic book versions of that character that are far superior, but they're not interested in the character. The only thing they care about is that she's Batwoman. Do you get it? John, they could bring Batwoman to the main DCEU after The Flash. Well, a proper Batwoman, not what they're doing on there. No, thank you. I'm happy we're getting Batgirl. Well, the nerds of this chat have been very good tonight, and we've had a really good chat thus far. It's a shame about the other floaters who are trying to ruin my mood, but that is the internet, isn't it? Android 118XX. Matt talks about reaching the core and roots for Batman. I wish we had a director that does that with Superman. Well, you should go and check out my Superman video. It's called Hollywood Failed Superman. I had a long chat about Superman in motion pictures. Yes, we deserve a Superman stand to be working on Superman. It's so sad, my friend. Superman the movie is really the only one that's been hugely successful. A pop culture icon about a pop culture icon, and it's never reached that epicness again. I'm not saying I don't like the other Superman movies, but it was so successful. Villager, we stand Batman. Hardeep Singh, now he talk about Smallville, I have feeling that Tom Welling is going to appear in the Flash movie like CW Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm telling you, if it happens, I hope it happens, Hardeep, but let's hope he's Superman this time. Because the thing I didn't like about his Crisis appearance was that he wasn't Superman anymore. It was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen done. There was no logic to it at all. Oh, I want to stay at home with the family. You can stay at home with the family and be Superman at the same time. Superman's so quick. John, did you ever watch the X-Men 90s cartoon? I saw a couple of reruns. But I don't have a memory of it, to be honest with you. It's not as iconic to me as Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and things like that. And was it Ultimate Spider-Man's a great animated series as well. Ben Pottermire, Tom won't wear the suit, so if he appears in the Flash, he ain't in the suit. No, that's the problem, isn't it? Hishan Kishi, does it bother you when you see people trying to find their seat in a dark theatre using their phone's flashlight? They think they're being sneaky, but they might as well hold a large lit torch instead. No, I mean, it's a little bit grating, but it's nothing that really grinds my gears or anything, Hisham. I mean, I don't go to the theatre that much. I go to watch DC movies, really. I certainly don't go. I mean, I'm a geek and I love all this stuff, but cinemas are expensive business. I normally go to the cinema when it's not very busy. Hardy sings Superman movie is classic, and so Batman 89 because Warner Brothers done Impossible, and now people talking shit about WB. So sad. Yeah, because when you talk about WB, we've got to remember WB's been around, 80 years, 100 years. He's had different leadership. So you can't generalize WB. You know, there's been different eras where they've made mistakes and they've made some great decisions as well. So, yeah, I mean, the real credit to Superman the movie has to go to the producers. And that's the Salkinds. They did an amazing job, but then they did something stupid and they got rid of Richard Donner. He could have run 4 or 5 movies and the Superman franchise could have still been going. Android 118XX, what is your favourite thing to eat? Ooh, steak. Steak with sauce, pepper sauce. Steak, chips, eggs. John, one of my favourite TV shows of the 90s was The Crystal Maze. Hishan Kishi, I wish I could do that. The problem is I work at a marketing agency from 9 to 5, so I have no choice but to go see a movie at night. Well, over here, the first showing's at 5 in the evening, so that's when I would go. But that's the earliest one, and there's no one there because people are just finishing work, you know. I'm not obsessed with the movie theatre experience. I only go to movie theatres to see DC movies because that's the only place I can see them when they're released. I'm quite happy to watch movies at home. And I know some people are obsessed with the movie theatre. I'm not. It's probably because I'm not sociable. And it's bloody expensive. Hishan Kishi, oh, okay. I'm a cinephile. Well, yeah, you know, Pete, there are cinephiles out there, and it's great. First of all, you've got to have the money to keep going to the cinema. I mean, there's people who have seen the Batman 8 times, 10 times. I mean, that's a lot of money, isn't it? And not everyone can afford to do that. I wish I could afford to be a cinephile. But I love movies. I love TV dramas. Well, Pigeon Files, big screen though. Well, I've got a 50-inch TV behind me. That's kind of a big screen, isn't it? I've got one in the kitchen that's 55 inches. Again, I mean, this is Dolby. This is Dolby Atmos as well. So, Hardeep Singh, I really want a Superman movie now, same as the Batman, when they can build a superverse around that. But I don't think that's going to happen. David Zaslav has said that Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman are his priority when Discovery take over. So, yeah, just be patient. Things will happen now. Now, we got real people that are going to own this company and good things are going to happen. Because they want to make money at the end of the day. But Superman is relatable. People do love Superman, and he just needs a good take. Not that Man of Steel wasn't a good take. It just wasn't for everyone. That was the problem with Man of Steel and BVS. And he's barely in Justice League. That's the problem. I have a version of Justice League. You don't do a rebirth story in a Justice League movie. I'm sorry, you don't. Right, guys, another 10 minutes till we end the chat. It's approaching 10 o'clock. Android 118XX. What do you think of Cavill's Clark Kent? I prefer Brandon Routh's version. Well, it's an interesting version of Clark Kent, especially in BVS, because he's doing the investigative reporting. He's clashing with Perry. So I kind of like it. He's a lot more intelligent than other versions of Clark. So I don't mind that. I love Reeve's version. Obviously, Tom Welling's Clark Kent is great. Brandon Routh is literally impersonating Christopher Reeve. I like it. It's all right. Yeah. So there's different versions, I think. I don't think we've seen a proper iconic Clark Kent from the comics, though. John, so what is going to happen to the CW? I think the CW is going to be sold. And they will have nothing to do with Warner Brothers anymore, and they won't be showing any DC content. That's what I think is going to happen to the CW, and it's the best thing for DC live action. The CW is the bane of my life. It was better when it was the WB. That was a great network, and when it merged with CBS and WB, that's when it went downhill. Hijan Kishi, my dream is to hire a team of people who can build a small movie theatre at my house with cinema seats, LED posters, a large screen, and a 4K projector. That would be amazing. Yes, please. Hardeep Singh, I remember when I saw Man of Steel teaser. I was 14-year-old then. I like Henry Cavill in the suit, but I hate the way his Superman written. Do you know what? I love Man of Steel. I love it as a film. I'm sad that my fellow Superman fans couldn't get that enjoyment now. And it's because, the way they go at it. But it's a very good film, Man of Steel. I do like it. And I enjoy Batman versus Superman. But it isn't the Superman a lot of, Superman fans wanted to see. And that's the sad thing about it. Android 118XX. What is the proper Clark Kent? Doesn't read much comics. Don't read. Well, I don't either. But I don't think the Clark Kent that we've seen in live action in terms of working in the Daily Planet, I don't think we've ever seen that in live action. I don't think he's clumsy. I don't think he's. I think probably Henry Cavill's Clark Kent in the Daily Planet is probably more accurate to the comics from what people tell me anyway. So I think that's probably the best kind of more, source material accuracy. I mean, as a kid, I loved clumsy Clark Kent, Christopher Reeve's version, because it makes sense to make him different so nobody suspects him. Ben Pottimal, they will realize when they see the numbers of Zack Snyder's Justice League, one streaming on HBO, it only makes sense to continue that success. Yeah, it's going to happen, Ben. It's going to happen. Zach Slav, I'm sure, has spoken to Zach. It's going to happen. We just have to wait, I think, a few more weeks, maybe a few more months, but things things are moving forward nicely, I think, there. Sadly, Zach's busy, so we're going to have to wait, but let's just get it restored. And I will be extremely happy because Zach deserves that. It's not his fault they didn't put him in his own universe, so he, this wouldn't have affected the mainstream DCEU. I did think, yes, I like Man of Steel visually, but I hate BVS because as a film, that movie had so many plot holes. Did it? I don't know. Well, I think all movies have plot holes if you look deep enough, I suppose. I don't notice the details in films, I must admit. I'm not quick on the uptake. But I mean, they've all got plot holes, movies, haven't they? Because they're made by human beings. It's only natural. It's only to be expected. I had a lovely curry tonight. Nothing special. So the Batman is the third most successful first run Monday since the pandemic. Just to reiterate that's our main headline tonight. So it's going great guns. So Monday would mean that people are going back to watch it. So, I mean, people are making a lot of AMC putting their prices up by $1. It's a fucking dollar. Do you know what I mean? Hisham Kishi, would Armie Hammer work as Superman? No, not in my opinion. Fun fact, Armie Hammer was set to play Batman in George Miller's cancelled Justice League movie. That's right. Yeah, and don't forget, he's getting on a bit now as well. He's not, but I don't think he'd make a great Superman, to be honest. No. And you want someone who can play him for, 5 or 6 movies as well. So not for me, Hisham, but, whatever floats your boat. Ben Potterman, what plot holes in BVS? Did you watch Ultimate Edition at Hardeep? I mean, I can explain every plot hole that people, but as I say, anything made by human beings is going to be flawed. It's normal. So, I mean, the only plot hole really is a bit silly, the way Lois throws the kryptonite in the wall and then she has to go and get it again. It's a contrivance more than a plot hole, isn't it? I think David Goyer wrote Lois a lot better than Chris Terrio did. I think the way she got involved in the adventure seemed very natural in Man of Steel. And they should have allowed Goyer to write BVS. But they sort of drove him away and brought Ben Affleck's writer in. Kishan Kishi, the thing is, none of the actors that look like Superman are close to the character's height. Armie Hammer is like 6'5". Android 118 XX, which movie franchise do you prefer the most? Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Both beautiful, awesome, the original ones, not Fantastic Beasts, but yeah. I mean, amazing 6 Lord of the Rings films. What Peter Jackson achieved is fantastic. And I'll tell you something else. The Amazon Lord of the Rings is going to be probably $1 billion flop. No Peter Jackson, no party. I'm sorry. It's not going to work out for you, Amazon. But there is another version of Lord of the Rings that I think, an anime version of Lord of the Rings, I think, that WB are doing. That looks a bit more interesting. But Harry Potter's great as well, to be honest with you. I love Harry Potter. It's a great story. J.K. Rowling is a genius. Right, a couple more minutes, everyone, and I'm shooting off. We've been on air for an hour and 20 minutes tonight. It's been great, apart from those trolls, but we'll get over it, won't we? And I bet you that twat who came in at the beginning of the chat and asked me, why do I shout, is the same twat who came onto TikTok and asked me why I shout. These people, they're just so sad. It's a very sad state of affairs. Hishan Kishi, were you surprised by Peacemaker's intro? Yeah, I mean, look, everyone keeps on going on about how amazing it is. It means nothing to me. I mean, clearly a very good show. Everyone loved it. I mean, I don't hate the intro, but it's not something that that I said, oh my God, Ronnie Dodge, I honestly can't wait to see what Matt does with the Batman next. Yep, very exciting. The sooner this merger goes through, the sooner we can get the green light for the sequel and multiple spin-offs on HBO Max, not including the Arkham series and the Penguin series. There's a lot to come. But unfortunately, Zaslav and Discovery are going to want to go in there and look at the DC situation with a fine tooth comb. So no green lights for anything at this moment in time. But you're right, Ronnie. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be great. He's the closest thing we've got to Kevin Feige. He's a genius. And I love the communication he has with the fans, the way he explains himself. It's very good. And it's good that he's in a separate universe. His vision wouldn't work in the DCEU, so it's best for him and that franchise, that they're apart from each other. And I think that was a genius of a decision. Hardeep Singh, I watch Ultimate Edition and makes even worse. I never sold on Clark and Lois' relationship. Lack of character development. I care about good stories, so not just visual. I mean, I was very invested in Batman versus Superman. Look, it's a stylistic movie, but not for everyone. The Snyderverse isn't for everyone, and that's fair enough. I mean, the ultimate Superman and Lois relationship is Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve. They had the chemistry. There was development there. It was brilliant. It's one of the reasons Superman the movie was so successful. Radino1, hello. Hishan Kishi, it caught me off guard, lol, but I guess you could expect anything from James Gunn. The reason why the intro is like this is because Gunn wants people to read all the names, but we're involved on the show. Yeah, it's good. I like intros and I like reading the names. I mean, as I say, it doesn't bother me one way or the other, but it was an inventive, funny thing to do, wasn't it? Radino1, you and Boba Talks are both my favourite to go for news and reviews. Thank you very much. And Boba Talks is amazing. I think the guy is so genuine and success hasn't changed him. And I think that's brilliant. Wonderful young man. Yeah. And there's not very good, there's not many very good people on social media, genuine people. Of course he wants to be successful. Of course he wants to make money. Nothing wrong with that. But, he is a geek. He is a nerd. He is passionate about what he talks about. He is very knowledgeable. And he's one of the few. He's the one I'm watching at the moment because I'm just fed up of everyone else on YouTube. It's either the Fandom Menace or it's this one or that one. Most of movie people on YouTube, nerd people are boring because they're not actually nerds. They so blatantly don't care about what they're talking about. And that's problematic to me. And I don't care if they're successful. That's irrelevant to me. It's not about I don't watch a YouTuber because they've got loads of followers. I'm going to watch someone who's interesting to me. Hishan Kishi, have you checked out Red Letter Media's channel? No, I haven't. Did Red Letter Media like the Batman? No. That's an interesting one. Hide and sing, but I like Batfleck. I think Ben Affleck is doing great when he is directing and acting on the same movie. I like his direction style. He's a very good director. He's probably a better director than actor. I mean, Matt Damon was really the more successful in that partnership, and it's fascinating, really, that situation. It's been hard for Ben since being successful with Good Will Hunting, and, you know, I don't think he's handled it as well as Matt Damon has, unfortunately. Very sad. But Ben has been successful. And I mean, to play Batman, and he's got a bat cave in his house. He's a very big fan, like Pattinson is. So at least he got to play the character. And he's going to play him in The Flash. He says that's the best representation of his version of Batman. So I'm very excited to see what they do with Batfleck in that movie. Right, guys, we're going to wrap things up here. I'll read any comments that come up before I switch off. Hisham Kishi, the review still didn't drop in the scared shitless because they just dissect the hell out of movies. They true movie fans and made an hour review of Ghostbusters Afterlife that explains why the movie doesn't work. Yeah, unfortunately, right, the only thing that kind of resonates with anyone with Ghostbusters Afterlife is when Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd turn up. And if you need that, then you're not a movie. The movie isn't funny. The movie is not funny. Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 were funny. It's not funny. It doesn't work for me. The characters are dull. I don't think there's a big audience for Ghostbusters or a big demand for Ghostbusters. Just should have left it with 2 movies. That's it. It doesn't matter if it's an all-female Ghostbusters or a kind of more of a continuation of the original Ghostbusters. There's no demand for Ghostbusters, really. And the only reason people went to see it is because they knew the director's son directed it and they knew there'd be cameos. That's the only reason that movie made any money. It didn't make money because it's actually a good movie. For me personally, I didn't get anything out of it. Because these people don't know how to put personality into a film like they did when I was younger. Hisham Kishi, does people expecting Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd to show up remind you of another movie? No, Hisham, you better explain to me. But that's where we are today, isn't it? It's about appearances, cameos, so it is where we are. This is what people want. Oh, No Way Home. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, that's why you're held for review, because you spell it that way. That's it. No Way Home. But I thought, although there was those huge cameos, which is the reason that film made so much money, it was a pretty good film, I suppose. Hisham Kishi, it was an accident. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but YouTube don't understand that. So, and if they hold messages for review, I just delete them because I don't want them to put strikes on me. Right, everyone, I think it's time to go. It's been a great chat. We've been on air nearly 90 minutes, which is amazing. I want to thank everyone for their involvement. If you haven't smashed a like yet, smash a like. Vote on the poll before I sign off. But thank you very much. It's been great. Owen, Van today. Hisham Kasi, yeah, but the first hall of the movie is generic as hell. Half of the movie is generic as hell. What film is that, Hisham? Oh, you mean No Way Home? Yeah, well, they're setting things up a bit, aren't they? But that's what films do. They waste a lot of time. Make a film or an episode of a TV show, they've got to find ways to waste the time, haven't they? And sometimes you can tell in storytelling, in live action storytelling, that they're just trying to buy some time. This has been Movies TV Marge. Yes, I'm going to shut because that's what I do. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this sexy perfection. And I'll see you tomorrow with the DCEU Daily. Maybe just the DCEU Daily till tomorrow evening's live because I'm doing a lot of cleaning tomorrow. But it's been brilliant talking to you all. Thank you for your continued support. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, goodbye. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Radine 01. Take care. Take care, my friend. Thank you. See you later.